Today, we got something unique for you. It's big, it's soft, and it has an amazing personality. This is the Hey guys, it's Landyn from Tye-Dyed Iguana, and today we're taking a look at the Leachianus Gecko, the largest species of gecko in the world. These guys are from New Caledonia and very similar to the fan favorite Crested Gecko. A couple of differences are they get much bigger. They get from 12 to 17 inches in size, and they can live up to 30 years. These guys need a much larger enclosure. The minimum size requirement for a leachie is an 18 by 18 by 36. That is much larger compared to the Cresty, which is a minimum of a 12, 12, 18. They are also omnivores, just like our crested geckos. They are going to be eating a mixture of insects, and then they're going to be having fruits, which can be used with our Pangea and gecko diet. In the wild, these guys eat rotten/fermented fruit, and the Pangea/Repashy diet, it recreates that. What it does is it takes a powder and you mix it with some water and it creates like this kind of paste. And it actually smells kind of good. You keep it in the tank and it'll recreate that smell or that aura of a fermented fruit, which allows them to get their fruit. The insects, on the other hand, you have a couple of options. The most popular are obviously crickets. You can also do sorts of dubias, and if you get really creative, you can tie up like a little dish up there and you can even feed them worms. Next up is our substrate. So these guys are obviously a tropical animal. So due to that, you're gonna want an absorbing type of substrate. We use our tropical mix. The tropical mix allows you to keep the tank nice and moist and humid without having any sorts of issues with flooding, and it is able to absorb the excess water a lot easily. Going off of that, these guys do prefer, and it's highly recommended to do bioactive enclosures. Bioactive enclosures means you have live plants, you have live terrariums, everything in there is completely automatic almost, with your live springtails/isopods, and then you have the live plants with the substrate. All of it works together and creates a living ecosystem. Now these guys are arboreal animals, so due to that you are going to want things hanging in the air. So we do have hanging food dishes and water dishes, and then you also want a lot of things in the air that they're able to climb on and are sturdy enough to hold them. They are a lot larger than crested geckos, so you want to make sure they are really sturdy in the air so we don't have any accidents. Having a bioactive enclosure is going to help their humidity out a ton. They do need a pretty high level of humidity, between 50 and 70%. Having the live plants really helps that. If you use fake plants, you're gonna have a lot harder of a time keeping it where it needs to be because you'll be spraying a lot more and there's not as much to hold the water in. On these guys, you are gonna wanna spray their enclosure a couple times a day, and you have a couple ways you can do that. You obviously have your old-fashioned manual sprayer. The other option is you can use a monsoon system, which is a completely automatic spraying system. Very awesome, very easy, very high-tech, and we have lots of ways that we can guide you through on how to use those. Now for these guys, lighting is not as important as you might think. They only need a form of light if a couple things happen. The first, if you have live plants, you will need some sort of LED/plant light to keep everything alive. The next thing is only if the room or the house it's in reaches extremely cold or extremely hot, will you then need to adjust anything. During the day, you're gonna want high 70s to low 80s, and then at night, this can drop down to mid to low 70s. You absolutely do not want this enclosure to get any higher than 85 degrees. If it gets higher than that, they will have some sort of stress. If that happens, there are plenty of ways we can go about it, but it's usually very rare that that does occur. All right guys, so this is one of our baby leachies. They are handleable, they love to poop. They just pooped on me and they pooped on Bella earlier, but they are adorable, they are pretty handleable, just be ready to get pooped on. And yeah, they're amazing animals. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave us a comment down below on your questions about these amazing creatures. And then make sure to subscribe, like, and tune in for our next care video. See you guys later.